The Alcatel A30 is a $100 Android 7.0 Nougat device that you can get for GSM and CDMA networks. The cool thing about this device is that you can pick it up for 60 bucks if you have Prime membership. That's a pretty cool and valuable deal when you consider the specifications of this device. It has a 5-inch 720p HD screen, which means you're going to get some fantastic battery life of the built-in 2460 milliamp hour battery on this thing. It has an 8 megapixel main shooter, and the front facing camera is 5 megapixels. It's a pretty thin device that has a removable back, but the battery is non-removable. So when you crack this thing open, you can expand its storage with a micro SD card for up to 32 gigabytes. The battery is sealed in, and this device offers no IP rating, so don't get it wet or keep it away from the dust as well. It's built very well and has some pretty awesome features when you consider it only costs you $60 if you are a Prime member. If you're interested in pricing and availability, I'll have that linked in the description, so feel free to check that out. In addition, I'll have a link down there that you can sign up for a 30 days worth of Prime membership, so you can pick this up even if you are not currently a Prime member. Let's go ahead and power this thing on and get to taking a look at some things that I find important when we're considering devices. It has 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. So I want to take a look at how that's actually represented here, because everybody knows formatted onboard storage is always less than what is communicated via marketing documentation and specification sheets. All right, so one thing you're going to need to be aware of if you're considering purchasing the Alcatel A30 through the link in the description of the video is that you are going to need an Amazon account. So if you don't have an Amazon account, you're going to be prompted to create one at some point when you get this device in your hands. So keep that in mind. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the screen. It is 720p and it looks pretty decent when you consider the cost of this device. It is running Android 7.0, so that's a pretty neat addition to a device that is so cheap, in my opinion. I mean, if you look at this thing, it's running Android 7.0 on Nougat, so that's pretty cool. One thing that I did want to take a look at, and I'm sure most of you are interested in how much actual usable space that you have. It looks like the formatted storage that you have available to you is around 11 gigs. The device is really snappy, but that remains to be seen over extended usage. It is running a quad-core A7 CPU clocked in at 1.1 gigahertz. And again, it is running Android 7.0 Nougat, so that's probably going to bring quite a bit of a speed increase to the device. Let's take a listen to how the speakers sound on this device. Be a little narcissistic here and search out one of my videos and play it. So let's see how that sounds. So it is a mono speaker, even though Alcatel is known for doing stereo speakers in their devices. You can see if I cover that speaker up, there is nothing coming out of this end. So just know that this is an earpiece and this is the actual speaker. So let's go ahead and hop into some testing of the front-facing camera and the rear-facing shooter on this device. An opportunity for me to give you a demonstration of how the front-facing shooter on the Alcatel A30 performs. It shoots a maximum of 720p, so I mean, for a $100 device, that isn't that bad. And if you're a Prime member, you can get this thing for 60. This is also a good opportunity for me to give you how the microphone performs. In my opinion, it does a pretty good job. I just also wanted to see how it handles dynamic light shifts, because it is a very nice day outside. If I face it up towards the sun, it kind of loses my face there, but does a pretty good job for a front-facing shooter on a $60 device. All of the rear-facing shooter, this also is 720p max, but you can change aspect ratio on it. I went ahead and changed it to 16:9. I wanted to see how it handles lens flares and stuff on a pretty decent 8 megapixel shooter. I did drop down to 5 megapixels because I did change it to 16:9, and that isn't half bad if you consider the cost of this device. Again, for $100 and Android 7.0, It does a pretty good job at capturing some pretty decent video. What can you expect for $100, right? Well, let me know what you think of this demonstration of how the A30 performs down in the comments section below. Thank you. Before I close, I must disclose Alcatel was kind enough to send the A30 out to me for review, so without them this video would not have been possible. If you like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I'm Tomas, and I will catch you in the next one.